Hey guys, so welcome back. Another video. As I said a few days ago, I was going to do a video on for sale by owners, or FSBOs. I did one a while back. If you dig through the YouTube channel or through the Facebook, you'll find it. But this one is more so a comparison than anything else. It's not going to be used to say that FSBOs are bad or good, or realtors are better or worse or whatever. I'm just going to give you guys some examples, a little bit of a story, give you some facts, and then kind of go from there. So my notes are right here directly underneath the camera, so I'm going to be looking down at them as I do the video. I want to stay on track and try to keep this one quick. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with some of the reasons why some homeowners decide to go FSBOs, right? So one of the reasons is the belief that anybody can sell anything. There's some people out there that believe, you know what, how hard can it really be? That's really the mentality. That's one of the reasons why some people decide, you know what, if a realtor can do it, if, you know, a real estate agent, real estate professional can do it, so can I. So that's one of the reasons. Another one is the belief that in a hot market, any property should sell. For sale by owner, MLS, realtor, no realtor, doesn't matter. Any property should sell. But there's a lot more details that go into that. You know, pricing, positioning, marketing, the way the property looks when a buyer walks in. I mean, there's a whole slew of things that need to be taken into account. But that's one of the reasons why some people try. And then the last two, really, they're the white elephants in the room. A lot of you out there don't want to pay a real estate commission, and that's the main reason why you don't list with a realtor. Another one is that a lot of you out there as well watching this video are, anti-realtor is the best way I'm going to put it. You guys just believe that a realtor is a snake, a liar, a lazy bum that doesn't do anything. But in reality, that just happens to be your experience with whatever realtor you used before. So as I said in my previous video, your realtor sucks and it's your fault. Go back and watch that video. It kind of explains some of the downfalls that some agents actually have, and the reason why some, you know, consumers out there, much like yourself, end up having bad experiences, and they end up taking an entire segment of a profession and saying that they're all garbage. So go back and watch that video. Your realtor sucks and it's your fault. You'll get some good info out of it. But those are the reasons why most people decide to go ahead and go FSBO as opposed to using an agent. Now I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to change some names and such to protect people. However, a lot of you know this to be true because you've dealt with it before, or you're going through it right now. You list a house FSBO, for sale by owner. You use Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, maybe even Redfin or Rex or whatever other website you want to use to price the property. You look at properties that are currently listed and use that number to go ahead and attain a property a price for your property that you want to sell. Your property sits there for 6 months, a year, and nobody wants to buy it. Some of you are going through this right now. You cannot explain to yourself why nobody wants to go see your house, why no agents are taking nobody to see your house. Anytime an agent calls you, you hang up on them, you yell at them, you curse them out. I've had people curse me out. You curse them out, you tell them that you're not going to work with an agent, and your house is still sitting there a year later. Seemingly overpriced, seemingly unwanted, and honestly, you're disheartened. You're disheartened at this point because, you know, your life plan at this point has changed. You were going to move to North Carolina to be with the grandkids or to be around family, or just a change of scenery. You wanted to see snow. And now you're stuck here in Florida, or you're stuck with the house, you're stuck with the mortgage payment, your livelihood has to change. It sounds familiar, I'm sure, for some of you. Some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. Some of you put the house for sale by owner and it's sold because you priced it perfectly, you did the marketing perfectly, you had the time to do everything, and you had the knowledge necessary to do it. I'll tell you that right there accounts for less than 8% of all home sales in 2018. So those of you that actually were successful in selling it, you're 8% or less of you are successful at it. So good on you guys. The rest of you have a similar experience than what I just said earlier. So that's what happens with most for sale by owners. You have to have the time to market it and to properly stage a property and to properly show the property whenever someone comes to see it. A lot of you have 2 jobs. Some of you are selling the house because you're getting a promotion, a better job, more pay because you have no time. You're getting paid too little for the time you're putting into work. Some of you just don't want to deal with it, but you know, it all comes together, and it kind of all affects the grand picture of what's going to happen with your house. Now, most people end up listing with a realtor less than 30 days after they list for sale by owner. Most people, not all of you. Some of you are successful in a sale, and that's good on you. Most of you, you know, kind of sucked at it, and that's why the house is still on the market. But most of you, less than 30 days and you list with a realtor. The reason for that is because, honestly, most people grow tired of the minutia of trying to sell a house, whether it be setting up showings, being present for showings, keeping the house, looking a certain way, investing in appraisals, investing in different things to actually get the property to be more desirable when compared to other properties. So less than 30 days, most of you list with a realtor, and the reasons they list with a realtor are, they're vast. There's a lot of them, but some of the ones like I have here are, a real estate professional can arrive at a good, accurate listing price that is fair for the market and that will get the property to move. Because the listing price is so important, we spend quite a bit of time on checking out the historical sales in the area as opposed to the current sales in the area, because the historical sales are what an appraiser is going to use to appraise your property. So we make sure that the pricing follows that trend, because that is what's going to get buyers initially to come to your house. They're going to look at the price, and I'm sure it's the same with you. When you go buy a house or when you bought the house that you're currently selling, you look at the price. If the price works, you schedule a showing to go see the house. If you're looking at a property, I'm talking to you, the one that's selling the house right now is a FSBO. If you're looking at a house to sell, if you're looking at a house to buy and the price just doesn't work for you initially, are you even going to schedule it to see the house? The answer is no. More times than not, 99% of the time, 99% of you are saying, no, you would never go see the house if the price is too high, or if you thought the property was overpriced. Well, unfortunately, that's what happens with a lot of for sale by owners. So, us as real estate professionals, we make sure the pricing is correct. That way we get your property out to the most amount of people in the least amount of time so we can get the sale over and done with. And it's not just to collect a quick buck. No, it's to affect the sale that you yourself wanted to affect as quick as possible. So the better job we do, the faster it sells, the happier everybody is. Another reason is knowing how to effectively market. I kind of just touched on that already. The unwillingness. Okay, so some agents are unwilling and they refuse to take buyers to for sale by owners. The reason for it is a lot of you that are watching this have gotten phone calls from agents, whether it be to ask about a buyer, ask about the property, or even some of you obviously getting hounded to list the property. You immediately hang up on the agent, you curse them out, you don't want to deal with them, you tell them that you're not paying a commission, that they find you a buyer first, and then you'll talk about, paying them. I hate to break it to you guys, but, we do this for a living. As real estate agents and real estate professionals, we work on commission based only, and let's put you in our shoes. So if you had a job to do and someone told you, hey, listen, go do this, find me this, do XYZ, and then if you find me that, then we'll discuss the possibility that I may or may not pay you. Would you do that? Would you go do that task? Would you go find that buyer? Would you go do all the work? Would you pay into marketing to do all that stuff if you don't even have a guarantee that you'll get paid for your efforts? 99% of you are saying no, you wouldn't. And that's the case with most agents. So, that's one of the big reasons why a lot of FSBOs decide to list with an agent, because guess what? Once we list with an agent and we put our marketing efforts into play and we put it on the MLS and we put it on the other third-party websites, on our websites, the print marketing, all the advertising that we do, it goes out to everybody. As much area as we can cover, we touch, because that's the whole goal. That's the plan of what we do. So anyway, so that's one of the reasons. Another one is finally, the paperwork and the minutia that it takes to get a property from for sale to close. So as a seller, you would have to make sure that everything gets taken care of in terms of the repairs. Of course, you have to negotiate after the home inspection happens, after the pest inspection happens, after the appraisal happens. If anything happens in between all that, you have to negotiate all that. All that requires paperwork. You need to put it on paper, because if you don't put it on paper, then it's a he said she said situation, and legally you and I both know that's not going to hold up. So everything has to be on paper. With the title company, you have to make sure all the title work is getting done, whether it be the title search, the estoppel letters, the looking at any liens or open permits, closed permits. And guess what? When it comes to permitting, even if there's a permit that you did not pull and it was before you bought the property, if that buyer wants that permit closed because you own the property, you have to do that. You have to close the permit, because then you don't have a clean title technically. So you have to take care of that. Did you know that? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to go about closing out a permit that wasn't even yours? If you don't necessarily know how to go about it the right channels, you could end up paying for all new inspections and all new surveys and all new everything, you know, out of your own pocket for something that you didn't do yourself. So there's a lot of things that go along with selling the house to getting it to the sold portion of it. And that's why a lot of people just decide, like I said, typically 30 days or less, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I give up. I'll pay X amount of percentage or X amount of money. And I'm not going to get into that now because, and listen to this, real estate, you know, commissions, it's all negotiable. Remember that. A lot of you will get told, I'll bring you a buyer for 3%, 5%, 6%. I'll list it for X percent or whatever. Guess what? It's all negotiable. It's all crap. When someone tells you that, hey, listen, this is the standard, that's crap. It's a lie, right? It's all negotiable. So keep that in mind. So, you know, most sellers will sit there and say, you know what, I give up. I'll pay whatever to an agent for an agent to do this quickly. And the reason why most houses actually sell fairly quickly after the agent lists it is because of the decrease in something called price separation. So price separation is basically when a buyer looks at your house as a for sale by owner and they say, you know what, they're listed for 250,000, 300,000, doesn't matter. And they don't have to pay an agent X amount of money. So I want to get that deal. If they're listed at 300,000 and so are the other homes in the neighborhood that have agents are listed at 300,000, I know he's not going to pay or she's not going to pay for an agent to sell that property. So I want to get that deal. I want to get that discount. So then they offer you less. That right there is known as price separation. What you want for the property and what a buyer believes he should pay or she should pay for the property because you're not paying a real estate agent. Let's add on to that price separation by adding the little things that the buyers are going to nit and pick at the property. You have a hole in the wall because you put your cables to the wall for the entertainment center. They want you to fix that. Or they believe that it's going to take $500 to fix that because, well, they're uneducated in terms of what it's going to take to fix that. Their water heater is 5 years old and they believe it's on its last leg for whatever reason. The AC unit is 6 years old and they believe that it's getting close to the 10-year mark and they want you to replace it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that could come up that could affect that price separation. It'll make it go a lot bigger, a lot wider. So, you know, that right there is another heartache, another headache that you have to deal with as a seller that, you know, most people just don't want to deal with. So what happens when you hire an agent is that price separation, it decreases because now the buyer is not so concerned as getting that great deal because guess what? Okay, well, they're selling it just like everybody else is. They have also to pay a real estate commission or they have to pay X, they have to pay Y, they have to pay Z. You know, some buyers out there are just, you know, honestly, they just don't care. They'll offer you whatever they're going to offer you. But most people take that into consideration as an expense. So that price separation, the perception that decreases, that causes it to decrease. When you have an agent on your side, they also know they can't nitpick everything in terms of, you know, getting things done for the house, the paints, the hole that you have the entertainment center for or whatever, or the entertainment center cables in. You know, they know that an agent, a professional is negotiating on your behalf. So that also kind of gets them to back down on that price separation and they get to offer more typically. And you know, the sale happens. So on average, you know, most for sale by owners that turn FSBOs, you know, they end up selling anywhere between 20 and 30%. And look it up. It's on the NAR website. NAR, the National Association of Realtors, has a report. You can look it up there. You know, between 20 and 30% more typically than, you know, if they were to sell it on their own. And again, look it up. You can find it yourself. So anyway, so those are some of the reasons, some of the disparities, some of the differences, you know, and what actually happens when somebody lists for sale by owner and lists with an agent. So if you have questions about any of that, again, you know, give me a call, 407-308-4518. Shoot me a text at the same number. Send me an email, peter@flreagent.com, and ask me whatever questions you'd like. You know, this isn't for me saying that, or this video is not for me to say that, you know, for sale by owner sucks. Using a real estate agent's better or anything like that. I'm just letting you know what you're going to encounter or what you're encountering now. And the way to fix it, honestly, is to change it up. If you're for sale by owner and you find that nothing is happening and the property's not selling, hell, you know, hire an agent. You know, at least get an agent to give you a free consult. You know, have them come out to the house, have them check the house out, have them give you the price that they would potentially list a property, have them sell themselves to you, right? And if it makes sense, if you have a certain net and that's all you care about, and if the agent can make the deal happen and give you the net that you're looking for, there's no reason why you wouldn't hire that agent. So that's what I would do if I was you. Have there been sellers out there that have successfully sold for sale by owners? 1000%, there have been. But again, few and far between. Like I said earlier, less than 8% less than 8% of the home sales in 2018, you know, are for sale by owners that, you know, that were successful. So anyway, if you have any questions or anything like that, this is again a kind of a raw video, really quick and down and dirty. If you want me to go deeper into any part of what I talked about right now, send me a text or give me a call, 407-308-4518. Shoot me an email at peter@flreagent.com. Remember, for some of you, to go back and watch that video. Your real estate agent sucks and it's your fault, because you'll know at that point, you know, why you're having such a hard time with the agent that you're having, if you're listed with an agent, or if you have been listed in the past, which is why you're a FSBO now. And that's about it. So again, I'll get another topic out there here in the next few days. If you have any questions until then, just give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, comments below, whatever. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.